Sponsored by the Mike Morris Law Firm. 855 Mike wins. Jason Carr Live starts now.
Good morning to you here on a Friday morning. You made it. It is Inauguration Day in our nation's capital, and we are here in the Local 4 newsroom live, bringing you the Jason Carr Live, the 9:15-ish, and reading your comments in real time as they come in on the Facebook Live and also on clickondetroit.com live streaming. We will be all over the inaugural on clickondetroit.com. We have a page dedicated to it, and we will be checking in soon with Kimberly Gill, who has been in Washington, D.C. She left, I believe, earlier this morning or last night.
This morning, I believe.
This morning.
She was on a 6 a.m. flight.
She is in our nation's capital to cover the proceedings, and we hope to check in with her pretty soon.
Now, I've got a
tour
live
going
shot.
through our. I'm sorry. What?
I've got a live shot of Washington. Here's the National Mall.
Okay.
So we're waiting.
All right. As I started to say a moment ago, you'll hear some, I guess, audience members. If you, what would you call it?
The
tour?
Peanut Gallery? No, it's a tour.
We have a tour going through the local news atrium, the Local 4 News atrium. So if you hear background noise, that's what is going on there. More coverage of the inaugural coming up at 11:30 right here on Click On.
Yes.
Are we doing Facebook Live as well?
We're going to stream it all.
Stream it all. Okay. John Steckroff back here in the glasses. Jacob is in the Red Wings hat, patriotic red.
Hey. Big day.
Red tie.
Yep.
Everybody's feeling. Let's see. What is wrong with this photo? Let's lead with this.
Okay. Can you tell?
Let me see. Maybe take a closer look there.
They're selling ham by the yard.
Where is this? Walmart?
It looks like a Walmart. Yep.
Ham by the yard. This kind of sounds like a Walmart sort of deal.
Yeah. Yeah. They were probably having a yard sale.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
No, don't be taking any credit for that joke. There's no thank yous involved in that. No, sir. Jerry Maguire, a temporary video store opened in L.A. with only one film in its collection. The Jerry Maguire video store contains roughly 14,000 VH copies of said film, starring Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Renee Zellweger from 1996. The tapes are not for sale or rent, are only on display. Why this one? Because its release on VHS marked the beginning of the end of an era. This was the tipping point between VHS and DVD.
That's right. That's right.
So no movie ever has ever been copied onto VHS for distribution more than Jerry Maguire, is that right?
It was the most mass-produced VHS tape ever. And this art collective has been asking for people to bring them in, to donate them, and they have, they've made a throne, they've made a costume out of them, and their ultimate goal is to one day to gather all the Jerrys from all the world and to build a pyramid in the middle of the desert.
Do you know what this reminds me of? And I'm dating myself here. Back in the day, right at the end of the first video game revolution with Atari and Intellivision, on the heels of the success of E.T., Atari came out with the E.T. video game.
Yes, I do remember this.
And right on cue, we get a bunch of laughter
Yeah,
because what ended up happening with the E.T. video game was that it ended up buried in a landfill in, like, New Mexico. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even know how many copies, like hundreds of thousands, a million. But somewhere in New Mexico or in the desert Southwest, there's a landfill, and it's nothing but E.T. video games because the market crashed for video games, and that was it. Because it was such a bad game, it didn't sell. Tell you're fascinated.
Oh, yeah.
by the crickets. Sad Dogs, an Instagram account called Sad Dogs outside shops collects documents, sad-looking pups as they wait for their owner to come back. It looks something like this. Aww. Carly. Come on over, Carly. I want to get your reaction to this. Carly from our morning show, producer, writer. I know we got a bunch of cables here.
Yeah.
What story is this?
Oh,
yeah,
that's our
you're
camera there, Kevin.
Back of your head looks great. What is this? What
This
your
is,
dog?
as I said, this is Carly.
Hi.
Hello, interwebs. Says interwebs back to Carly. Can we see the dogs again? Now, on Instagram, there is an account where people leave their dogs. John, can you go full screen? People leave their dogs outside shops, and then people take sad photos.
That's so mean. I would never. Wait, go back to that pug that looks like it swallowed a basketball. That one. You can't get much chubbier than that. That's so. Oh.
Well, he's pretty
That's
spry.
a human crossbreed. That's so
Oh,
sad.
dog.
If you can't take your dogs with you, don't bring them with you at all, or have someone watch them. Leaving them
You know,
out.
and the framing of the shot too, it's compositional. If you go back to the last one, John.
This one, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful
I
shot.
mean, come on.
Beautiful
If you
shot.
frame the
Sad.
shot like that, of course there's going to be sympathy for the dog.
Oh my God.
Carly, won't you please come rescue me from my awful owner that left me outside this shop?
I would definitely take him off his leash and take him with me.
You're kind of expecting some Sarah McLachlan to play in the
I
background
know.
during
Yeah, right?
this, you know?
How does that song go again?
Yeah.
Carly, everybody, thanks for coming up, Carly.
Thank you.
Both. No, I'm kidding. We'll take a large. No. All right, maybe. One's bedazzled. Is that what you're saying? Okay, let's go on to, thank you, Carly. Animal selfies. The other day we followed or showed you Manny the selfie cat with his posse. Yeah. Can you take that full, John?
I can't take that one full. I
right,
could go
but
through
what
and
do we
find
have now?
yesterday's, but now we have other animals giving selfies. We got a nice dog doing them, maybe a couple of meerkats.
All right. Is it-
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo, Joey.
Alpaca.
Llama. Oh,
Yeah.
alpaca, rather. Sloth.
So, always
Interesting.
fun. Animal stories.
All right, ruby sea dragon. The ruby sea dragon was declared a new species in 2015, but that was based on dead specimens in a museum. Now, biologist Greg Rouse, who led the team that discovered the species, managed to find 2 of them swimming off the coast of Western Australia, and it looks like this. Thank you. Wear it with pride.
Please take a
All
picture
right.
and post it to social media.
Well, I guess
Once
it's
in the
playing
waters
from
off the
beginning.
south coast of Australia.
So this is it. That's what they found. Now they had discovered it back in 2015, found a couple of dead ones, and so that was the first time it was declared a new species. But now this is the first time they found one alive. So
That's really cool. Check that out. It doesn't even look like it's alive. It looks like it's just being carried along by the current.
Yeah.
My tie is crooked. This whole time I've been on this promo camera, my tie's been crooked. Oh, Donna, why's my tie crooked? Ski lift rescue. You remember this from a few weeks back. There was a guy that was hanging from a ski lift and near death, and he was rescued by another dude. And then they went on Ellen. Because, why did they go on Ellen? They wanted everyone to know that this act of heroism wasn't just something that disappeared in one news cycle.
So let's take a look. They were on Ellen. This was 2 days ago, I believe, and I've got the video. Oh.
Well, and I slide across it really fast as I can, and I get over
With your
the-
hands?
Yeah, kind of like this.
Uh-huh.
You know, butt scooting basically.
Oh, butt scooting.
Butt scooting.
Okay, so you're, okay, there
And
you
then
are.
and I swing down onto the chairlift, but as I'm swinging down, I realize I don't have my knife. And I usually carry a knife in most outdoor situations. It's a good thing to have. And right at that moment, the Arapahoe Basin Ski Patrol had arrived, and the ski patrolman down at the bottom made the world's most perfect toss, 20 feet up, and I catch it. I have a hurt hand, and I catch it with my hurt hand, which is a miracle too. Pull the blade out, cut him loose, and 8 ski patrolmen or something jump on him and do CPR.
So, because he had been out for...
Yeah.
Here, here.
Man. Oh, God.
I know you
He's
did...
like, yo, thanks, dude. Thanks, brosif. You saved me from the chairlift, man.
When they had just met that day, they were friends of a friend.
How about it? McDonald's new Bacon Big Mac. Good morning, Canada. Oh, Canada, you have a Bacon Big Mac. No, really. There it is. Available only across the bridge or through the tunnel, presumably. And Windsor, if you're watching, if you can't get this yet, let us know. But they're telling us that the Bacon Big Mac is available only in Canada right now. 60% of the votes indicate that it is still indeed a Big Mac, even though it has bacon on it.
You can add things to a Big Mac. Why not?
Well, sure. You
Yeah.
could add extra cheese, another patty, extra pickle.
More sauce.
More sauce. You
Yeah.
could have extra sauce in Big Mac, right?
With a little bacon, you know?
What's wrong with a little bacon?
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with a little bacon. That's the answer.
True.
Did you see the 104-year-old woman that said that bacon is the key to her longevity?
Is it?
I think it was on Mashable.com.
Yeah.
Okay, this one fascinated me. I sent this to John earlier this morning about the Indian movie theater chain over in India, PVR. They're basically, they have this new business model where they say, we'll show you any movie, old, new, whatever, rent you the auditorium?
Basically, yeah. As long as they get enough people who are interested in seeing that movie, they're going to play it.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, especially with old movies, things that were big, but it's time for them to go out onto DVD or something.
Doesn't matter when it came out. Anyone, any movie. As long as it gets enough votes, they'll play it.
I will say this, once upon a time, about 8 or 9 years ago, I hosted a screening of Caddyshack at the Redford Theater, which has something like
Yeah?
1,200 seats. And I think the crowd ended up being about 300, 350, but in like a 1,200 seat auditorium.
Yeah.
You know, we were hoping that enough Caddyshack fans would be out there to turn out and just fill the place, just jam-packed, which would have been really cool. It would have been like a mini concert.
Yeah.
But, you know, for the people that came out, it was a fun time.
300 still
I-
a lot.
It's
What?
still, it's still a good turnout.
I saw Jaws at a private screening in Farmington at the Civic
Okay.
recently, let's say about 4 or 5 years ago. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Caddyshack. That'd be a good one to see in that type of scenario. Last time I saw.
What you got over there, a pool or a pond? We got a pool and a pond. Pond would be good for you, though.
Last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
Hey, Wang! Cookie dough. We could sit here quoting Caddyshack
all day. Yep.
all day. All day. Nice hat. Get a free bowl of soup with that? Looks good on you, though. Lots of big news in the world of cookie dough, John Steckroth. What are we talking about here?
There's a store that's selling raw cookie dough. Is that what?
Yeah,
is
well,
that what
there's
we're
a
talking
store
about?
selling raw cookie dough, and Kit Kat is also coming out with a crunchy cookie dough bar. So it's lots of cookie dough coming out.
Anybody?
You see, the Kit Kat bar is only available in Canada, though, and people are selling them online for $25 just for one bar.
So in order to, you can only get them in Canada
The
or
Kit
on?
Kat cookie dough bars are only available in Canada right now. So people are selling them on Amazon so that people in the U.S. can buy them, but they're selling them for like $25 for one bar.
So if we get Caravan next week after the show, I'll get in a car.
Go to
Everybody brings their
Canada.
passport. We
Yep.
can go hit up Sir Cedric's in Windsor. We can go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac with bacon and get this Kit Kat with the
Yes.
cookie dough.
I think we could
Is
make
that
a lot
illegal
of money doing
contraband?
this.
A lot of sugar.
Probably. I mean, is
You
there
can't
a
bring it
reason
back
why it's
across
not
the border,
allowed to
right?
yet?
I don't know. They just said they were selling them in Canada. They said that Canada has a lot of really weird cookie dough or Kit Kat flavored bars where, you know, here in America we have like white chocolate. That's like our weird flavor. But in New York, they're opening a cookie dough store, a raw cookie.
A
dough
raw
store.
cookie dough bar, but there's no eggs. It couldn't be eggs, right? Are you signing a disclaimer that you're not going to sue for salmonella?
I think when you're eating cookie dough, you ought to know, right?
I mean, you'd think, right?
You'd think.
We've all had cookie dough before. We're all here. We're alive.
Oh, they want, we have a promo camera on us right now.
Is that
For all of
right?
you watching out there on the interwebs. And I just got a stage direction to do like the turn and laugh. So. These guys.
Oh, that's good.
I tell you
yeah.
what.
This one.
How was
what
that?
a joker.
Good? No, that's the one you should have shot. You stood up too soon.
I always do that. I ruin the best chance.
Can you tell we have fun doing this? Do you have a shot on the National Mall? Is that good,
Yes.
Donna? Or are we on? I think we're good. Ooh, Donna.
There it is. Looks like a lot of people are turning up at the moment.
Okay, so kind of filling up there. Uh-oh. murmuring. What's going on?
Well, we're waiting for Kimberly Gill. They're firing up right now, so we could have them very soon.
Okay.
In the meantime, why don't we, I don't know, take a look at this?
What do you have?
I guess nothing. What is this?
I don't know. It looks
All
like.
right. Okay, we're gonna get that set up right now.
Ooh, the suspense. See, so like to set the scene for you here. This is the intersection of traditional broadcast television and what we now know as digital or social or both. And what's happening is we have a broadcast crew, Kimberly Gill and field producer and tech camera guy in DC getting set up to do a traditional live shot. We are tapped into that same feed to bring it to you streaming online and also on the Facebook Live. So it's the intersection of all these different venues. And back here, they are furiously trying to do the patches and punch the buttons and plug the cords in and work the telephones to make all this come together. So if not an actual conversation between myself and Kimberly from Washington, then at least we could toss to her, she can get a cue in her earpiece and then just go and give us a nice live report from our nation's capital. And
we're getting close. I mean, I can see video, but I don't see...
listen, I don't mind giving the play-by-play. We're doing this cutting edge in
This
real
is new.
time.
This
This
is
is
all
all
new.
new. This set didn't exist 3 months ago. So that's why we're looking at Local 4 being your multi-platform news leader in the Motor City, because we're trying to stay ahead of the curve on all these rapidly developing media platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Insta and Snapchat and traditional web with clickondetroit.com, live streaming, and also broadcast television. So
Yes, so here's something from yesterday while we wait. No, my video's not playing. Okay, never mind. We're just going to wait for...
here comes E-Engineering, problem solving. He's on the phone. Stay with us. This is like the peek behind the scenes from broadcast news when Joan Cusack is running to the news and slides underneath the cabinet. Remember that, Cole Thorpe? That movie's great, right?
That's great. Albert Brooks.
Oh my God, Albert Brooks. When
and singing, oh!
Albert Brooks finally gets his shot at the anchor desk and he breaks out in the flop sweats. Do you remember his character's name?
Rod and I talk about that. Think anybody will notice.
Hey, wait a second. You guys went to a wild game dinner or something. How was it?
Come on, let's tell them about it.
This is what you call tap dancing and stalling while the techs get everything situated.
Come
Jason
on, Rod,
Colthorpe.
let's talk about the wild game dinner. John, hurry it up! So, one of the things that, was it the antelope steaks? Of course, he's busy now.
Just tell me.
They had like antelope steaks that we were sitting with, I think it was Paul W. Smith goes, my wife texted me and said that these things...
Let me help.
these things go for like $275, and I said, I wish I'd stopped and enjoyed it a little more.
Put a couple in your pocket on the way out the door.
So where did you have this wild game dinner?
It was Red Run Country Club in Royal Oak. Doug Bernstein from Plunkett Cooney invited us. Doug was our bankruptcy guru.
Gotcha.
And we became friends. He's a great guy, and we are indebted to him for helping us get to this. I think it's the 5th year I've been. You've only been here a couple.
That was the second time I went.
But yeah, so there was buffalo. There were
Alligator bite, breaded alligator bites with
Cajun.
this awesome
Kevin, you're back
sauce.
on camera again.
Cajun alligator. I like the quail drumettes.
Quail drummies. Drummies or drumettes?
Drummies.
The quail drummies were good.
Yeah.
You guys sound like a couple of country club aficionados. Yes, bully, I enjoyed this. Steak medallions.
We're spitting out buckshot this morning, but
You going pheasant hunting next?
they had pheasant.
Yeah, they did. They auctioned off guns. You wouldn't believe it. They were shotguns, handguns, all kind of. I didn't get one.
I was
Right.
looking at one, and this guy had the line of the night. I was like, whoa, whoa. And this guy had like this automatic weapon. He goes, oh, there's no Democrats around here.
Oh no!
I said,
Of course, on Inauguration Day.
I said, well, you know,
Yes, we had fun. It was
Democrats
good.
own guns. He goes, yeah, to melt them down. I go, all right.
All right, as
We had
promised.
fun.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Are you ready yet?
No, says John. We're not ready yet. 2 seconds, says Ian. Once again, we are awaiting a live feed out of Washington, D.C. with local 4's Kimberly Gill. She's been there since this morning with a field production team, getting ready to do some TV and also some live streaming with us here on Click On and the Facebook Live. Working on getting that all patched through. And also, obviously, waiting what will transpire today. History in the making, our 45th president being sworn in. On the heels of tweeting out a photo of himself, apparently with a Sharpie and a legal pad, handwriting his inaugural thoughts from Mar-a-Lago. All right. I am told that they are phoning in right now to patch it all up so we can at least toss it to Kimberly. I don't know whether we will be able to converse with her back and forth, but at least we'll be able to say, okay, go. And then she'll take it and run with it for a few minutes.
For anyone who's just joining us, let's take another look at that ham.
Yes, because that's why people are tuning in.
It's compelling. Yeah.
Rich and compelling. Unknown location of a Walmart. This price rollback. Yes, ham for $1.28 a yard. $1.28 a yard for ham. How many pigs do you know that are more than a yard long?
I mean, if you shave it out real thin, you're paying a lot for that ham.
Can we go to the sad dogs and animal selfies? We can spend no small amount of time talking about sad dogs and animal selfies. Okay, so there's an Instagram account, Sad Dogs Outside Shops. I would assume that this is somewhere in Great Britain.
This is actually out of Australia.
Australia, sorry.
An Irishman had just moved to Australia, and I think dogs might be able to go into these stores a little more often in Ireland than Australia. So when he got to Australia, he noticed how sad these dogs looked.
Writer-producer Carly from Local 4 News this morning, she's all freaking out because she wants to take all of these dogs home. Every single dog, especially that one that was so artfully composed to make it look as pathetic as possible. On the heels of the revelation of this German Shepherd on that dog movie.
Which one?
I haven't watched the clip. I can't watch the clip. It's too disturbing to know what's inside that clip. And then animal selfies on a brighter note. If that doesn't make your day, I don't know what will.
You look so genuinely happy.
I mean, they look like actual selfies, right? Like they're holding the camera. Cheese.
It's my favorite one.
Kevin, did you get everything you needed?
We need you to say a line maybe while Kimberly.
What's that?
Kimberly, go.
Kimberly Gill. Okay, there she is. We can hear you.
Are you ready?
Jason, can you hear it?
I can't hear her in my earpiece, but I might be able to hear her on the phone. Again, stay with us as we pump up the volume here. Can you hear me now, Kim?
Yep, I can hear you fine. You hear me?
All right. So how's it going over there at the National Mall in Washington, D.C.? Oh, there she is.
Hey, Julie, we made it.
Hi, guys. So here we are. We just got here. We had a great flight. We came in. If you just turn around here, Jamal, this is Union Station where we came in on the Metro. And if you look right here behind me, you'll see the Capitol, which is where the inauguration is going to take place, coming up in just a few hours here. You know, it's a pretty crummy day. I guess it's about I don't know, 40 or so degrees, a little breezy. But if you just look around here, you can see some people congregating, lines of people over here. I was here for Obama in '09, and there's no comparison right now. I mean, I know it's still kind of early, but you can see, you know, just a few people here congregating, a lot of red hats. Make America Great Again, and a lot of hats for the Women's March that's happening on Saturday as well, that we're going to be covering too. So that's kind of the scene from here. We are Right now, we are at a place where all the NBC affiliates are congregating, where we can kind of work and set our things down and get situated. So we're going to head out. We're going to be trying to find Metro Detroiters. We were on a plane here full of people coming to, ironically, the Women's March tomorrow, and also a few people coming for the inauguration today as well. So we're going to catch up with some of those people. We got a long day ahead of us, but we are ready for it, and we're going to have coverage on all our newscasts later today, Jason.
Kimberly, I know that we're marrying a bunch of different technologies together here. I'm speaking to you, hopefully in your earpiece, through a telephone here in the newsroom. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Hopefully you heard everything that I just
did.
went through. Did you?
Yes, we
Okay.
did. Local 4 Nation heard you as well. What was the mood like on that plane flight this morning? You said that there were people on the plane, obviously going to the march, but also to the inaugural. Was it a tense mood? Was it just a normal flight, or?
No. It was a normal flight. I mean, that's a great question. We were really surprised at the number of people that were coming for the Women's March. I mean, I would say 80% of the people were coming for the Women's March compared to the inauguration. But everybody was happy. People that we spoke to are in support of our new soon-to-be President-elect Donald Trump, even though maybe they didn't vote for him. But it's a happy mood so far. Even on the way here from the Metro, people were happy. People just trying to get to where they're going, and security. We've seen a few officers here and there, but again, we're just getting here. We literally stepped off the plane, got our Metro tickets, which we stood in a long line for that. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or so, an hour, maybe give or take, just to get the Metro card to get over here. So that's kind of the scene, and we had to get our these are press credentials. So that's first and foremost, is getting this guy, putting our things down. We've got a lot of heavy equipment. You mentioned technology. I've got 3 cell phones right here in my hand. I got a microphone. We got all sorts of stuff that we're lugging around, but hopefully, since we're here, this is kind of our home base. We're going to leave some of that stuff here, and we're going to head over and, like I said, try to find Metro Detroiters here. There's a school group from Birmingham, Covington that we're going to try to get a hold of. No promises,
okay.
But we've been in touch with them. But there are tons of people here from Metro Detroit, and we're going to find them, and we're going to bring them to you on the news later today, Jason.
That was funny for a second there when you were showing off your phones and your microphone. You said I have 3 cell phones and a microphone. I thought, where it's at? I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah, I got 3 of them here. I mean, the technology is crazy. All the stuff. I don't want to lose connection. I would show you all the stuff that we have, but it's heavy stuff, and then we've got lighter stuff that we can do. What we're doing right now. Jamal has our big camera, but of course we're going to be shooting stuff on our cell phones as well. So and GoPros. So we're loaded down with equipment. Pan over here. Look at all the porta potties. That's pretty cool too. It's like there must be, I don't know, 100 right there. They're all over out here, and look, you can see the lines.
The things you don't
this
think
must be
about.
like the security checkpoint. That's right. You don't think about this. Here's a security checkpoint over there. You see the
oh wow.
You see the tent over there, Jamal? So that's where people are kind of lining up and probably trying to go through to get their places for the inauguration. Yeah, and it depends on the color ticket. Oh wait, my phone's ringing. This is probably my husband. I'm not going to answer it right now though. Yeah, that's where folks are probably, they probably got a pretty good ticket to get closer if they're going in through that tent right there. But
all right, so
that's kind of the scene here.
I think it was
Jason,
Ronald
I'm sorry.
Reagan who had the nicest weather for his first inaugural in 1980, something like 55 degrees, and then just 4 years later he had the coldest at like 7 degrees. It was like a really bitter day, and to reset the scene there is kind of overcast, and what did you say, 40, but dry?
Yeah. That's a good little nugget about Ronald Reagan. I didn't realize that, but yeah, it's as I mentioned, I was here for Obama in 2009, freezing. Today it's bearable. I'd say it's 40s. You know what? I can look all this technology. I can look right here on my watch. My watch says it's 42 degrees. It is overcast. It's a little chill in the air. The breeze is blowing, but I'm out here. You can see the flag whipping around there to just give you an idea of how the wind's blowing.
All right.
I'm out here with, a blazer on. I have a heavier jacket, but because we walked so far with all the heavy equipment, I'm still a little bit warm, and just trying to get my mind calmed down from getting off the plane and getting over here. So I'll put on a bigger coat. Certainly, I could use a bigger coat.
Well, then you'll like to hear this. We'll give you a break
it's,
so that you can get situated, and I can go do Live in the D with Chuck. We can
oh
do
yeah,
our,
you got more work to do too.
Yeah, exactly. You've
that's
got work
cool.
to do. I got stuff to tape, and we're all good. So, Kimberly, we'll be checking back in with you, I think, at 11:30 when we fire this back up again ahead of the inauguration.
Yep, we'll do that. All right, Jason, we'll talk to you soon.
See you soon.
Thanks.
Get warm. All right, that's going to do it for the 9:15-ish. As promised, we will be back around 11:30 and do a little bit more coverage live streaming and on the Facebook Live. John?
Stay classy, Detroit. Jason Carr Live was sponsored by the Mike Morris Law Firm, 855 Mike Wins.